Can you hear the countdown? I can't hear nothing, man. I can't hear nothing. Think you got your mic on?
Mic is on.
Why I can't hear nothing? What the hell is going on? Yeah, I can't hear nothing.
Yeah.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, I hear you loud and clear.
What the hell is going on? All right, I can hear it now. Can you hear me?
Right.
Okay.
All day. Yeah.
All right. Coming to y'all live one more time. This is Lived Experience Zone. Lived Experience Zone. We live. I know it's been a long time coming. I got a good one for y'all today. Yes, indeed. It's a day that the Lord has made for sure. Coming to you live. And I got my San Diego partner up in here. Roy gonna talk to y'all a little bit about mental health and how that plays a part in like our fitness aspect of it, especially for us, come from like a similar background. As y'all can see, it's baseball season. We up in here with our, rocking our San Diego Padres and LA Dodgers hat, you know what I mean?
There you go.
There you go. You're repping for show. It's an honor and a pleasure. It's a privilege to me, coming home from 2016 after doing 22 years in prison and running across my brother at City College and always feeling the energy. You know what I'm saying? When you run across somebody, it ain't so much as what people say as what they do, and always been watchful of some of the things he was doing when it came to like workout, like some of the labels he gave to like the days he was working out. I was like, okay. I seen him on top of his game. So without further ado, like I say, this is Lived Experience Zone. Appreciate y'all for tapping in. I'm gonna let my partner from San Diego, Roy, like do his thing. This is the give the people the mic zone, Lived Experience Zone. We bring people on that has any type of experience with something that they have learned how to manage, where they are or how they got there. Anything they want to share, inspirational, like some resiliency, some adversity, So without further ado, I'm gonna hand the mic over to Roy and I'm gonna let him do his thing, man. Happy to have you on here, bro.
Man, it's a pleasure to be here, brother. Like you said, man, it's a lived experience. Exercise wasn't important to me at one point. It wasn't no thing. It was no real issue to have any kind of knowledge or be conscious of what you eating and what you consuming, how you metabolizing it, what's the wear and tear, what's good for you, what's not, nutrients, things of that nature. I can remember being physically active though all my life. I wasn't no sedentary dude. I really like ran outside and played. Uh, as a young man, as an adult, in the streets, backyard canyons, dumpsters, old mattresses, hide and go get it, hide and go seek,
Right.
baseball, football. Hey, we out there. We was active. Even PE class, they warming you up. 1, 2, 3, 1. 1, 2, 3, 2. And that's PE class. Then you go to the other PE class, that penitentiary environment, or you're in that physical education in class. Like I say, it wasn't important to me. But I know in prison it was a vital, it was a key element to my survival. I can say that because it helped out mentally and spiritually, And if you don't have a mental or the spiritual, the physical don't even matter, So you got to be in control. And that's what it is, being in prison, being able to control what they can't. And a lot of times they want to restrict your movement and confine you in the small spaces. But in order to keep yourself conditioned, you have to get innovative. And I wanted to be conditioned for whatever's coming. You know, if the police is tripping and they ain't feeding you something, or they feeding you something sour, or it's 2 or 3 people waiting on you around the corner when the yard open, you know, it's just so those things I knew having health and physical fitness was gonna be key to me surviving up in that prison, because you know, I got stressed out. You know, I was running them streets, playing in them streets, playing with them guns, not knowing the laws, knowing everything else but the laws. And I ended up catching a robbery in '97 and ended up taking a plea deal for 21. That's how you get served when you don't know the laws. And you go up in there playing with them public pretenders. And you
Right.
ain't got no real money to get no real lawyer, to get
Right.
you no real understanding of that street life is serious, especially in San Diego. That's when Pete Wilson was cracking. You know, use a gun and you done. But like I say, it's such detail in what I want to explain. I can't get it all out. So I feel like I'm trying to let it out in certain streams so people can understand that exercise comes in a lot of many forms, and you don't have to be the biggest and the baddest. You know, I have a 6-week program I used to implement, and it was, 2 weeks you feel better, 4 weeks you look better, 6 weeks you are better. You know, it was a 6-week regimen to set in place a foundation for you to blossom. That's how I used to pop it, you know. And then, like I say, it wasn't always important to me. When I first hit the penitentiary yard, I wanted to go shoot dice, and go gamble and make wine and do all the fun shit, get tattoos or all that old fun stuff. But it was certain homies on the yard that understood that I was there and I was a part of something, so we can make it home. And you young, and we gonna need you in this situation in this army. And it's gonna be push-ups and pull-ups first, and then you can go gamble. So that was kind of like, either you with it or you want to see what the response is if you say I ain't with that. So I was with it, and I couldn't do pull-ups. I was kind of embarrassed. People had to hold my feet. I had the training wheels on. But I had to get over that. And I had to get an understanding that by the time you finish your push-ups and pull-ups, yard is over. So it wasn't no gambling until you get good at your exercise. So I got good at my exercise. Then your body starts to change. Your body composition starts to change. Now you start liking that. So now you go further. Now you're trying to understand what exercise does what. Now you're working out with different age groups. Now you're on lockdown hungry. So it was just these different scenarios and these different circumstances. And then also seeing people fall by the wayside by not exercising and not being ready for battle and not being ready for that decay. Because they put you in prison, it's up to you to rehabilitate yourself. They're going to give you the books and the papers and the classes and the yard and all that. You still got to go do the work. So that's why it was important to me, because I wanted to get back out to redeem myself in some sort of fashion and be strong enough for somebody to lean on me. And if I had a misunderstanding, be able to address it firmly.
Okay.
But yeah, man, I could talk on and on, like I say, about exercise, the health, the spiritual health, the mental health, and the physical health, the realms of it, being deprived, and then also making that transition back home and holding on to that because you knew that that was important on the inside there. So it's definitely important if you want to have some get back and redeem yourself in some sort of way. And you ain't got to be no exercise freak. You know, you just got to be willing to put in the work to get the results. I like to compare your body to a vehicle because it is your vehicle. You know,
Right.
they
Right.
take that Lexus and that Benz away, you're gonna be walking. See?
Be on
And you're gonna
foot.
have to get to and from. Yeah, you're gonna have to get to and from, you know. So what kind of whip do you got? Because you got a whole lot of whips. You got whips that's ugly on the outside, but they running. They got motor up in there. Then you got some of them that's candy coated with the D's or the rims, the big beaten, raggedy, and pop the hood is knocking. Can't
Right.
even get on the freeway. Got to take the street the whole way there.
Right. Right. Right.
So is you
Straight
your whip.
butt.
You was your whip. Just imagine what, and you got to be honest with yourself. What kind of whip do I got? Can I run into Vegas real quick?
Mm.
Can I get up and go? Can I start him up every time, or is it gonna knock a little bit? Or when I hit the brakes, is it gonna veer to the right? You know,
Right.
what kind of whip do I got? Would you go out to your car right now and pour some yak up in the gas tank? You ain't
Mm.
gonna do that. See, but
Mm.
you'll do that to you. So you know you should be doing a little exercise. So you can metabolize that type of stuff because you really are what you eat. So you just want to be conscious of it, that this is your whip. You can't go to AutoZone when the engine light come on. You know. So you do regular maintenance on that whip. You go get the oil change. You go get the tires rotated. You know, you wash them. You know, you put the good gas up in there. I don't put that 87 up, and I put that 93. Well, this is your whip. See, what is you putting up in there? And it started long before. You know, I was studying this stuff because, like I say, I was trying to get up out of there. Once they put you in the cage, you're trying to get out. But along that way, you got to navigate along a lot of different situations. And some of the time, you ain't the problem. You just, that's just the situation. It's going to unfold. So how is you going to prepare for it? You know? Uh, so
Okay.
yeah, man, brother, I appreciate you giving me this platform to explain just a little bit, because we out here, we in our 40s, we smoking, we joking, we drinking, laying up, playing up. So you
Right.
know you got to get that up out of you, you know, in some kind of way. They
Right.
say walking, swimming, and riding a bike is the best forms of exercise because it's low impact,
Mm.
but it also gets that heart up, you know. That's that cardio. Cardio is for the heart. That's what it's short for, cardiovascular. It's, you know, preparing your heart to pump that blood throughout your circulatory system with the least amount of pressure, where you could just sit there and your heart just going. Now, when I met you at San Diego City College, I was taking exercise science because I wanted to know what all that shit I was doing in prison, what that really was about.
Okay.
What muscle groups I was tearing up and what I was rebuilding. And then I took the nutrition class to know exactly what kind of fuel is best when you machining, you know,
Mm.
the right ratio. But City College and that exercise science program let me know a lot of things of what we was doing. And that cardio, uh, it's good, it's great, but you have to mix it up with some strength bearing exercises to get some real results and really boost your metabolism to where you know, balancing out your diet. You know, so if
Okay.
you consuming something, you should have that blender on every now and then. You should hit that button on that blender. If that blender's off, it's just gonna come all off the top of it. So keep that blender going in some sort of fashion, and just know your body's amazing. You know, your body's amazing. It's a whole lot going on inside on a cellular level, and I can explain that too. But your body is well preserved and it could take a beating. But I wouldn't just run him and put high miles on him. Take a little time every now and then, like you getting that oil change. Maintenance your whip. Take
Right.
him down the strip, run him around the block, put him back in the garage. Just don't keep him in the garage. Knock the dust off of him. Blow that exhaust out. But yeah, brother.
No, I love that, man. You most definitely get, man. It's a lot to chew on there. I appreciate the analogy on that, especially with the car, man. That's real deep with the car. I remember when I was chopping it up with you and you was telling me about the car just a little bit, and I was like, man, hold on, let's make sure we get that captured where people can hear that, because that's how like a lot of my transition came when it came to me learning, my triggers on like just basically how to like know when I'm getting angry or when I'm like feeling frustrated. And I was looking at the car analogy too, and I was like, and it was like, you got to know your physiological responses when you get angry. Your palms sweat, like it's something your body telling you before you get into that mode where you're responding to this anger. Is something going on. If you can catch it right then, you can notice, and then you can, you change routes, you do something, you go exercise, you go talk to somebody, you do something. And I started thinking about a car because, like you said, like we're in our 40s, so we grew up, putting buckets together, you know what I mean? Hoping we can make it to the gas station and, doing certain things and just getting tune ups and, and the smoker in the hood, hooking up the brakes, and we just trying to get this thing going. But when you have a normal car, so beautiful now, going to prison after doing 22 years and coming home and having a car that's work how it's supposed to work, like you saying, what I'm hearing you saying is how our body's supposed to work. It's going to tell you when something is going on, like something ain't aching or something moving a certain way. Like with the car, the lights go off and they need oil or the gas tune up. Bing, bing, bing,
Yeah,
bing, bing, bing,
yeah,
bing. It lets you know something is going on. So I love your analogy with the car, man. The car is most definitely something that they built in that same form. I wanted to ask a question about, like you said, it's a lot to chew on, and I'm hoping, man, to get you back up in here because I know we ain't gonna cover a whole like everything in here. But you said something about um with the city college. I was wondering when you went to city college, because I know a lot of RGs taught us that, we coming in, we both did time in the pen, and they teaching us about the workout because, you want to have the links on the chain want to be strong because we just in those war zones with everything and everybody on any level, just to make sure everybody know their position on that. But then also understanding that it's some value in just taking care of our bodies anyway. And when you went to city college and you started learning about it from an education standpoint, you was already doing it from PE and doing it from the pen. Was it rewarding for you to finally hear from like the education department that the things that you already have been practicing was like really like helping you out? Hope I made that make sense, man. I know I said a whole
yeah.
lot.
Nah, brother, because it was real confirmation that I was in the right direction and I was doing it damn near right. I was just getting the real day terminology of what the homies was implementing and what kind of exercises I was doing and gaining from working out from different age groups, from different races, to being in the shoe and everything else. See, my first 11 years was on the fault, on a level 4 yard. I did 7 years in Calipat, 98 to '05. And then I went to Pelican Bay from '05 to '09. So, and I'm not bragging or boasting, but I'm just saying when you in those type, when you on that kind of yard, you really living around people that ain't going nowhere.
Right.
So it really means something to them on how you act and how you perform, because this is what we got and this is what we holding on to. So it was serious, especially that workout. People was really looking at your machine in your car to see what time it is, you know. So
When, when you
going to
say
city,
car,
going to
let me go back a little bit. Just when you say your car, that means like I know we ain't on here sharing no
no,
insights into our
right.
structure or nothing, but when you say car, you talking about like that your area
Yeah,
you
so
from.
you got exercise groups, and then you also have individuals you hang with that you used to hang with on the street.
Okay.
So you got up north, in California, you got up north, you got down south, you got Muslim, Christian, Crip, Blood. But the homies I hung out with was from the Southeast Zoo. And it was,
Cool.
I'm talking about real big homies,
Right.
big chaos, little chaos, big soft, little soft, big Haney, little Haney, you know, just to name a few. Augie, St. Ives, Black Charlie, just Madman, Little Madman, Big Madman, Sugar Shaft. It was just a whole bunch of real OG homies that paved the way. So when we come in there, we already know the get down because they done paved the way and set the bar so high that this is how you get home. This
Mm.
is some of the rules this is some of the laws you follow. Because sometimes you got to break the rules. Police got the rules, but the men had the laws. So sometimes you had to break the rules to obey the law. And that's if you wanted to make it home. I mean, intact,
Right.
mentally, spiritually, and physically. You know, I had to do things in there to catch extra time, not like I'm running into it, but this is what's about to happen. So I could lay it down or I can get down. And it just happened that way. I wanted to stay on the front line the whole time, you know, but I hold on to that. And that's what keeps me grounded today. Where people is getting irritated over some little bitty shit, it don't bother me at all. And I'm just looking at it from my lens. See, they don't know that ain't shit. I know it can get nasty. So certain things don't bother me, but certain things I hold on to because I know they special. And you only gonna have the time to find out they special if you sitting down having some time to think about some stuff like that. And usually it's, you know, you in the bed somewhere, hospital or prison or somewhere where you got some time out to think. You know, had a sandwich and a nap and you focused.
Sandwich in that. Okay.
Yeah,
For real.
a sandwich and a nap will do a lot for a lot of people, man. There's people knocking on the door right now on the street, can't wait to go to jail. They tired.
Mm-hmm.
They knocking on the door.
Mm.
Now I teach class in the county jail out here in North Carolina to some youngsters, and they turned all the way up. They tripping bad. It's a whole lot of blacks out here. But I'm trying to let them know why you in here doing time, do your push-ups. You doing time and ain't doing no push-ups, that's a disservice.
Right.
Because you want to get out bigger, better, and stronger and smarter.
Mm-hmm.
You ain't got to be moving faster, but you definitely want to have that, and that makes you valuable. So you don't have to have no money to be valuable. You just got to have certain characteristics, you know, a certain essence about yourself that make you valuable. Exercise is a form of discipline, you know, because you want to make sure you in control on how your body is moving to the environment, how you embracing the elements, you know. So if you smoking cigarettes, you got to do push-ups. That's mandatory.
Mando.
You got if you can go out and know you're doing something to hurt yourself and not take the time to do something to help yourself, come on now. That's you know what it is. Like I say, it's your whip. You ain't doing your whip like that. You mean the whip in the driveway is more valuable than the whip you rocking?
Right.
You know, so and I ain't saying you got to be no workout workaholic or exercise freak, or you know, I just gotta go all the time. But if you do a little bit, or if you do something, that's a whole lot more than nothing. And you owe that to yourself, especially if you're over 40. Like I said, the youngsters, they still growing. Once you turn 30, you're dying. That's science. You grow and blossom and peak by the time you're 30. When you get 30, everything done fully developed, everything is there. It's starting to go downhill. But how fast are you going downhill? Is you just going down, or is you going down? You know, it's all depends. And then you got DNA and chromosomes and everything else, hereditary genes and all that play a factor too. You know, you see people I've seen people doing burpees on the yard and their heart just pop. You know, cardiac arrest. So you really don't know what, you know, but for the most part, at least be prepared.
Right.
Just be prepared. That's all I want to push. It's not for everybody. Like I say, you can go buy the shit too and get it chopped up and put on you and fix yourself up real nice. But it's not going to change that mindset.
Right.
You know?
Right.
It's not going to change that mindset.
Outside, but the engine all tore up. You go get the whole outside.
You run around candy paint with them long spokes like in Texas and all that shit, and engine just clogged up. You can't even hit the gas. It's gonna conk out. You got to ease into it, ease into the acceleration. You know, but that I'm not judging nobody. You
Right. Right. Most definitely.
Handle your business, man. I just got some advice for you. You know, or I got some real regimens. You know, I used to train people in penitentiary for a jar of coffee and some soups. Man. And I meet up with you, you know, right. And I was practicing. This is like later on, as I was older, getting ready to go to the street, I was really trying to put myself in position to be some Sean T type shit. It just didn't work out, you know. but I still got that information, and it's valid, and it's solid, and it's true. You know.
Are you doing your thing though for sure, bro? I most definitely, like I say, I frequently cruise through Facebook every once in a while, and I see you with the correct me if I'm wrong, the Mando Mondays and the Fuck With It Fridays. I said, oh man, you got me on, because I've been lacking on my little push up game, but I feel you though. I promise you. I used to watch Bruce Lee a lot, bro, and I was thinking like I know the push up game, even like you said, like I don't know if you've been to juvenile hall, YAs and camps and all that, but I know the push up game was like the if you ain't got nothing else, like man, you can be watching TV and just do push-ups when the commercials hit, man, get you 25, 50 in, and you do that for about a good 30 days, man, you're gonna start to feel something, man. Something gonna move up a little bit and shoulders going. It's just really rewarding to have something going on, man, to take care of that body, man. Cause I ain't getting no I'm about to be 50 in 2 years, bro. So I'm already like, woo.
Yeah, brother. Push-ups is one of the best exercises because it incorporates so many muscles. But I forgot what I was just about to say. I was going to speak on something, but yeah,
Man, no
man.
Mondays or the
Oh
fuck with
yeah,
it.
Mando Mondays
Yeah.
and Fuck With It Fridays. I try to keep it humorous and fun, and then I just try to show you can do it anywhere. You don't need a membership. All you need is a little space. But the reason why I say Mando Monday is because a lot of times we might, if we are exercising, we like to take the weekend off. Or if we just grinding, regular basic 9 to 5, no working out. On the weekends, we like to we ain't doing nothing. Or we just gonna chill. We're not really turned up. So that's why I say it's mandatory you kick it into gear Monday.
Mm.
Because Saturday, Sunday, you might have laid up, played up, smoked, joked, did all type of, stuff that, that could blow you up a little bit, have you inflamed somewhere. You might not even know it, but you might be inflamed. And you want to detox or you want to get rid of some of that stuff. That's me. I'm speaking on myself because I know I like to drink. I like to partake in some of the things that, I know might be tearing us down. So
Mm.
what do I do to combat that? I balance it out. We're trying to sweat it out and excrete it on Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday. Take Saturday off to rest and recover. And Sunday, I do a little light stretching. But Monday, I make it Mando. I got to kick that week off, and I kick it off with burpees, some real tough stuff. 300 every Monday. And you
Mm.
don't have to do 300, but I do 300 every Monday because it's Mando. Because I knew in the penitentiary, burpees was a good stress reliever. It was a whole lot of reliever of a whole lot of things. If you're waiting on chow, do you a few burpees, bird bath, chow was here. It was a time killer sometimes, you
Right.
know. But burpees on Monday is mandatory for me because I know I might have kicked back on the weekend, but I know I want to kick off the week right. If I can do my Mando Monday and I don't get all of them, I'm 90-some% on Monday, you know. But
Something.
but I gotta get that Monday in. I like to get that Monday in because now the week is good because I go hard on Monday. So I call it Mando Monday. Now Fuck With It Friday is because I gotta fuck with it Friday because I'm about to kick it on the weekend.
Right, right, right,
So
right.
so
Okay.
fuck with it on Friday because you know you about to kick back. And then make it Mando on Monday because you was just kicking back.
Can't go wrong.
Now, if you just do those 2 days, you win it. But if you ain't doing ain't no days, Mando, then you fucking up. Yeah. You ain't doing no Mando. No, you got to do something. And I ain't saying a whole gazillion,
Right.
but do you a few squats. Just take this for example. Some people say, I walk the neighborhood, I walk the lap, and I walk. That's good.
Mm-hmm.
That's real good because the professor told me you got to heat your heart up hot enough to burn the fat up off of it. I said,
Mm.
wow. He said you heat the muscle up and it burns the fat from around it. That's how you burn fat. Then the
Mm.
other professor said it's called muscle fiber recruitment.
Mm.
Like if you in a position and you holding it or you straining on an exercise, you're really taking the fiber surrounding the muscle and recruiting it. So it's taking that soft tissue and turning it into muscle. So that's the same thing with the heart. When you exercising it, you're strengthening that heart, but you're also strengthening all the fat or the soft tissue around it where it's just been sitting up. and now your heart is that much leaner and stronger, and now it's a little bit of, it takes nothing to pump it takes nothing, but you got to condition and strengthen the heart. It's a muscle.
Okay, okay. No, that makes sense. That really does. Like I remember, I always heard that too. Like get the heart rate. I remember when I was in went to juvenile camp. I'll never forget this, bro. I went to Camp Kilpatrick up there in Malibu. They actually made a movie about it, the Gridiron Gang, playing football up there. And I remember the first time I started like doing push-ups and doing weights, I think I was like 15, 16. And the dude I was working out with, he was like, you got to get your heart rate up. That's what it's about. Like these push-ups, he showed me how to do the push-ups from the top and how that get the nest and the full ones. And ever since then, I've been good though. Even like hitting the pin, how we see the homies, because we come from that diaspora. We come up out. Black babies come out buff already. I'll be telling people sometimes, but we only thing it needs a little bit of tune up and then we go. But I see a lot of brothers that be like get so big so fast and they have like the stretch marks and stuff like that. But I noticed that, like what you said, and when I pace myself and I just do a little bit of everything and have like a regimen, it just kept me like real healthy, bro. I lasted so good in the pen. I wanted to ask a question about the Mando Mondays and the Fuck with It Friday. I know I watch you on Facebook doing that. I wanted to know too, because I'm most definitely gonna get you to drop your info and like the bio so I can have them to hit you up and then follow you on Facebook or wherever you showcasing what you're doing. Are you posting the Mando Mondays on Mondays and you're doing the Fuck with Fridays as like, is that like a normal thing that you post? Because I know I don't be on Facebook a lot, but I do catch it every time I get on there.
Yeah, I've been posting them, but I've been putting them on the 24-hour and it disappear. And every now and then I put them on Instagram, and that's Dr. Jizzle, Dr. Uh, the lower slash, and then Jizzle, and then Facebook, Roy Powell. But I try to post it, like I say, to motivate people or give them different ideas to be creative. Like I was saying before, on the last one, for people that's walking a lap or doing walking, even jogging, you can spice it up if you want to throw in some strength bearing exercises, and this will boost your metabolism to where even when you're resting, your metabolic rate is boosted. But it's just doing maybe uh, a squat at every tree doing your lap, or 2 squats at every mailbox doing your lap, and it'll give you your lap still. You still get your lap by walking, but you also then did 20 squats because you're only doing 1 at a time or 2 at a time. And if you're feeling jiggy with it, go on and get you a dime. Do 10 at every tree, now, or a lunge or a push-up or 1 burpee. But you could spice up your lap to where you enjoying your lap, and you might do every other tree, or you might just do 2 trees, or I might just do 2 squats on every lap. But you build it, and it's not overnight. It's just, you pushing yourself because you getting old. You want to be strong for your family, your loved ones, and this is your whip. You owe that to yourself. You want to be in control. You in control of that. Just imagine that. You in control of how you move and what you eat. Can't nobody force feed you nothing. So just think of the nutrients or the value of your food. What is you getting out of it? Is it just some space? Is it some taste? Is you getting some real money up out of it? Fruits and vegetables, that's your micronutrient. That's hair, nails, skin, all that old fine stuff. And you got the fat, carbs, sugar. You got to limit that and put that in the right perspective. But if you metabolizing it and getting it up out your body through sweating, pissing, and shitting, then you good to go. You letting it sit up on you, hey, and it don't happen overnight. Believe me, your body is amazing. It does a lot of stuff you don't even ask it to do, but over time, okay? And then study your history, trace your roots, find out who you are, where you come from. That's good information too.
What affects what? I want to add a question about that because I know, man, because I did 22 straight, man. It was like when I was in Penn, bro, I didn't eat. I mean, they don't give us real meat in there anyway. It's more soybean than anything. But I
Yeah.
mean, I didn't eat nothing but seafood, rice. I mean, very seldom drunk sodas. Very seldom ate red meat. I mean, a lot of oatmeal and and peanut butter and jelly and bananas, like things that try to stay away from a lot of that stuff. I remember I came home, I was so kind. I remember everybody in the pins to try to get the halal cars because
Mm-hmm.
The Muslim brothers always was getting like the good meals and get the eggs and all that. So I had to finagle my way in that and got that. And when I came home, I wasn't eating nothing, man. I didn't even know pizza had pork in it and all that. You know what I mean? I was like, wasn't eating any of that, and then it just started to like I started to lose like contact with that because my mom still cooks soul food and cook a lot of oxtails. And I ain't saying people eat what they want to eat, but I notice now I eat a lot more unhealthy stuff. Like what would be some of the takes that you will have on like that for your eating and how that plays a part in what you like your workout, with how you working out.
I keep that simple philosophy, and that's just for me. Cause
Mm,
like I had a discipline on certain things I ate when I first got out, but like you say, on corner side of fries, cookouts, and going places, you start sampling and you start getting, loose. Like, oh, I'm just gonna eat it today, and then I'm gonna drink it tomorrow, and then I'm gonna do it today, and I'm gonna, but keep that blender going. You could dump whatever you want to in the blender, long as it's on high.
mm,
If you cut it off or put it on low, then hey, you got to watch what you eat. You should watch what you eat anyway. But if you want to get loose every now and then, you already know it's Mando. I'm about to blow that out. That
man,
I eat some stuff. I eat some stuff at a place. I know I'm out of pocket. You done ate all that and all that. But I tell myself, I'm about to put that in the bank though. That's a deposit. I'm about to tear that up. I know I'm getting busy.
mm,
But see, that's me. So somebody else, or if they're not working out like that, you want to be conscious. Like, man, if I ate that, what did I eat yesterday? And what did I do? And just see if you earned it or not. Or how you feeling. Just and get a checkup, just like you get an oil change. Go over there and let them take your blood and let them screen you. Let them see what your A1C is. Let them see what your cholesterol is, your HDL, your LDL. That's low density lipoprotein and high density lipoprotein. The high density is what you want. The HDL eats up the LDL. So you want high density lipoproteins. You want to boost that up. And that eats up the bad cholesterol. And there's certain foods that'll boost that. And you can spice it up to where you like it. And you can then implement it in your diet to where at least it's once a week. To where you boosting it, or at least keep track of it. See where your triglycerides are at. It's a lot of these things we ain't tripping on, because
mm.
it tastes good, or we'll deal with it later. But that's that fine print. Sometimes you got to take the time to read that fine print. And I want to give a shout out. I know it's a lot of brothers at City College that helped me out. But
Do that.
Ryan Flacco
Oh yeah,
and
for
and
sure.
and, 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 and Alonzo and Aaron Harvey, Barber, it's a bunch of them. You know,
Hmm.
it's a
Yeah,
bunch of them.
for real, for real.
Mariana.
Hell yeah,
Um,
give them they shout out,
yeah,
man.
because they really I was really lost in the sauce coming up on that college campus in your 40s, trying to go to school, thinking you're gonna win, thinking they're gonna pay you a whole bunch of student loans, you're gonna get 5 racks. Ain't none of that happened, you
Hmm.
know. But I did take advantage of all the little perks, the backpacks and the cups and body washes. Give me all of that. Let me get that. But they really
Right.
gave me some insight on. They just asked me, "What do you want to study?"
Hmm.
I said, "I want to study working out, man. That's something I'm into."
Hmm.
Well, you could take exercise science. I'm like, wow, exercise science. So I'm here. I can go to school for that, and they're gonna pay you,
Right.
and then you can use that as I move on in life and tell people my story. That look, you could stumble and fumble, but how you get up? You know, how do you withstand? How do you persevere? You know, how does that adversity affect you? Is it gonna hurt you or hinder you? That's what you got to look at in life. When you moving around in life, think about stuff. Is it helping or hurting? when you eating, is it hurting me or helping me? When you fire that thing up, when you lay down, when you going over here, entertain, is it helping or hurting? And if you conscious of, this shit hurting me, what am I do to counterbalance it though? That means you got to do something to balance it. You can't just hurt and just let it go and then hurt it again. If you hindering yourself, or you're stuck in that way, it's just different routes, man. And you pick that up, like I say, going along in life and having them scares, having them traumatic events. And the penitentiary for 20 years was a traumatic event, to where some of this shit I'm holding on to, because some of that shit got me back to the third and fourth quarter. And I was stuck at halftime. Nigga, was halftime was long in the motherfucker. You waiting to get back in the game. Coach ain't putting you in. It's not, you ain't getting back in the game yet. That third quarter start, I've been going. I've been going. Got the third and fourth quarter. I'm still in the third quarter. I'm like you say, I'll be 50 next year. So I still like I'm in the third quarter. I'm still trying to do push-ups and dips at 70 though. When I start that 4.
Real talk. Yeah, for sure, man. I'm glad I was trying to hit on all cylinders, but I'm glad you brought up Flacco and the Harvey boys for sure, man. They most definitely been like pillars, man, coming through, like being like hitting City College. I never even knew what was going on up there, man. And just seeing how the value in education, just seeing people that learning the skills that they have, and how we starting to be noticed and being seen, especially being from the crossroad, coming from Black and brown and coming from marginalized communities, and then having like you, like one of the homies that's like in the exercise, and like, man, that's my thing. And it's like, oh, we got an area for that, like, you know what I mean? we got a space for you to get up in there and then take that to the people, man. Yeah, I most definitely appreciate coming through and then dropping some jewels on us, man, and giving us a different perspective. Because like I know working out, like you said, in prison, when you running with your car, your area, and you just doing doing the norm, or just trying to survive to make it back to your loved ones, and then you have certain things you have to do. You can't be what I mean, stealing, or or snitching and doing certain things, or you can't be not working out, because certain rules that you have, but the ones that come into effect is the ones that take care of like your whole like body, like letting like working out really is like the foundation of you. For me, like people are like, what are you doing? I'm like, man, if I didn't work out in prison, like I still do the same. You know what I mean? It was like I've been loving to see the Mando Mondays and Fuck with It Fridays, because bro, I promise you, since the age of 16, I still work out Monday, Wednesday, Friday.
Okay,
Like
right.
Monday, Wednesday, it's just because I like you said though, I just didn't realize that I was already doing the Mando Mondays and the Fuck with It Fridays, because I always told myself like I gotta get it in Monday, because I already know what I'm doing over the weekend, and then that last one Friday is like the jewel, because once I get that one in, I'm like, now I can go get loose a little bit, because I'm gonna pick it back up. So I like when you gave it like, man, you gave it like a title, man. I was like, damn, I got that. I gotta, even when I do miss a Wednesday, I'm still like, Mando Monday, I got to get on it. Fuck with it Friday. I think you got some. You got some there, man. I most definitely want to give you some room to get some people on board with that, man. You're doing a major thing out there in North Carolina, man, and helping the brothers out that's incarcerated. And I know, coming from a California perspective, where we, notoriously out here with the gang stuff we go through out here, is probably a blessing to be giving it to a whole nother state out there, man. Yeah, man. I don't even know where to even. I did want to ask not one more question, but you was talking about working out in like PE, and like as like a youth, and like doing it in school and stuff like that. Do you look back now on that and kind of see, like, because I know when I grew up at, bro, it was like our PE classes was our high school, like everybody else stuff was riddled with so much gang stuff. If we didn't have PE classes in the like first couple of classes, we didn't really get a chance to experience it. Do you think now, looking at the people that was trying to teach you PE back then when you was younger, that they actually, like, if you can talk to your younger self and then be able to see that working out then would have helped you then, like, you think you'd have been able to understand if somebody would have like told you what you know right now, like, hey, this is going to really help you out in the long run?
No, I mean, Back
I'm
then it was like,
100. I know I'm asking this probably like question is like, well, however you feel about that, like you know what I'm saying?
no, I mean, I love PE. I love sports. So I love, and I knew if you was able to gain a little size and a little, like you say, nest or some arms, and you know what's coming next. The tenders might be choosing. So it was motivation to try to work out if you had potential to look like something or feel like something back then. And then you see homies that got out the joint and they was glorifying,
Mm.
being swole, and you see the reaction of the brides you trying to get at or what they looking at and how you can get it. But you ain't got to go to the penitentiary to get to that, wasting the homies' backyards. You know, you can go back there and hit some of that iron, but you might drink a 40 while you're doing it. So you really ain't getting no real good buff. But the PE teachers, they had good application and they had some good insight, but I was too young to really understand it or try to. It was too heavy for me, probably, to see the the health benefits from exercise. What building muscle does, like you say, cardio, the importance in having that later on in life. They was giving you the base then to be physically, you know, active. But yeah, I really put it towards something else, sports and looking good. But it's a whole lot of benefits of just moving around, dancing. It's so many ways to exercise, man. It's crazy. But your body loves it though. You know, it loves it. It loves repairing. It loves the exfoliation. You got to massage the organs in the inside. That come from moving. All them organs got to rub and slide across each other and stuff like that. You know, it's real, real beneficial to be moving. You know.
No, I appreciate that, bro, because like I think people sometimes like even like the authenticness of what you just said is like, what? I was fit like I that shit ain't about to sit in on me at that age. I ain't gonna be how it ain't gonna really get to me like and that's like now when I go and we trying to talk to the youth, it's like it's gonna take time, like because I didn't get that at 15. A whole lot of people try to help me, but I ain't. I'm 15. I walked in and picked up one of my homies that just got out from doing 31 years, and it was at this transition, and they was in there talking to a youth, 15 years old, and he, selling some vapes or something on like on like the school grounds and some shit like that. But everybody on him though, like what? I'm just like, man, like let him breathe a little bit, man. 15, man, he ain't it's just too much information. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what would you think you were thinking at 15? Like, you ain't finna be grabbing all that. So it's good to let it sit in and then figure out how it's gonna go because some things, like a lot of things, take time. So I learned a lot about instant gratification. Like, take time for everything to like mature, and get to that stage. Like, the ground don't just give up everything like that in like one whole dose. Um, Yeah, we've been up in here for a minute. I don't want to hold you too long. I want to save some and then be able to bring you back and then hit
Oh
on.
yeah, yeah, brother. I got a bunch of topics, but I'm gonna stay humble and I'm gonna stay patient. But I'm definitely gonna keep myself in position. That's the thing, being in position now. We was out of position, all type of opportunities fly by. Hey, in position,
For
stay in
sure. Yo,
position.
you got anything you want to drop on us? I'm gonna most definitely put the homie info in the bio. Man, you can follow him on Facebook, Instagram. I'm gonna have it in there. Tap on that, man. We about to have this thing on. I just got him on Spotify. It's gonna be on Apple Podcasts, YouTube. And I think that's it. Apple now, Apple, Spotify, YouTube. So we're gonna be on there, man. Come check it out. We have some more episodes coming to you from the Dr. Jizzle, him and himself. You know what I'm talking about? We're gonna bring back, we're gonna look at this footage and then come back with some specific topics. If you have any questions you want to ask them, drop them in the comment. For the next time we come back on here, I can have him elaborate on it. But I'm gonna throw the mic back to you one more time, my brothers. Any closing remarks? Anything you want to give us, man? To leave us with, man, because it is the weekend and we probably out here doing some stuff. We gonna mandally and Mando get back on it Monday. So I'm gonna let you do your thing.
Yeah, man. Hey, I appreciate the opportunity to get on here and holler, live the experience, man. Keep it cracking, keep it lit, and everybody out there, thinking about it, don't cheat yourself. Treat yourself. I'm telling you. Do a little bit of movement. That's it. I appreciate you, though, Ant.
A little bit of movement for sure, for sure.
Mhm.
All right, y'all. This Lived Experience Zone. We out for this episode, but best and believe, man, you know what I'm saying? We're gonna bring it to you one more again, man. Straight from out of Dago. You know what I'm talking about? You know what I mean? The one and only Dr. Jizzle. We're gonna be back for sure.
Yes, yes.